Welcome to the Wellness Pulse with Monica Stevens. From CPR to self care, staying in rhythm with your well being. Thanks for tuning in. Good day. All right, we have here Ms. Robyn Shore from New Zealand, right?
Kia ora, yes.
How are you doing today, Miss Robyn?
I'm doing really well today, thank you.
Now tell me, Miss Robyn, you're in New Zealand, and what city are you in?
I'm up in Whangarei, which is Northland, above Auckland. So everyone knows where Auckland is in New Zealand. So I'm up above that, a couple of hours drive above that. Okay, well, I'm a nana, and I have one daughter who sadly passed away last year. But I'm a school teacher, and I retired last year. And still do a bit of teaching. So sometimes I work every day and sometimes one day and sometimes no days. So it just depends on if they need a teacher or not. And I also work in a girls' class once a week while she goes out and does her studies. You know how beginning teachers have their day. So that's what I do. And things I like to do, I'm not very physical anymore because I have a bit of arthritis and things like that. Whether my medications have progressed that quickly, who can say? My mother didn't have what I've got, my father didn't have what I got. So I sort of go, well, I was very fit as a teenager and all that sort of things. But as the years go on, anyway, so I don't do physical things. I basically love theatre, love movies, love eating, going out to restaurants and cafes, those sorts of things. So that's what I do. Spending a little bit of time with my grandchildren. They don't live that close to me, but when they do come to stay, we sort of basically go out and eat, and I might drive them into town or something, and they like to spend money. So all my work colleagues and I were sent to a first aid course. So we went to the first aid course, and I'm a bit of an overactor anyway. And of course, I put my hand up to be the volunteer to get on the floor and have the recovery position and all that sort of thing. And she didn't actually do CPR on me, but she did me as the recovery person, that what you would do. Anyway, I did all that, and I'm overacting, and of course I'm getting up and going, oh, look at me, I was dead, and all this sort of thing. And the next thing I know, I sat down. I felt a little bit of dizziness. It was just a second. I went, oh, I feel a bit weird. And blackness. So there was no pain, nothing like that. So there's nothing to be scared of. And so I can't tell you what happened while I was out except for what people told me. I can only say they said that I made noises, and they all thought I was acting. So my friends just thought I was acting. And the lady who was doing the CPR course came along and said, what's wrong with her? And she said, oh, that's just Robyn being Robyn. And she said, no, she's purple. So she put me on the floor and started CPR straight away. So I can't say how long I was out for because it took whatever time it was for the people to notice I was not acting. Yes, I laugh about it. And anyway, she said that she was asked regularly, did anyone want to take over? But she said no, she wasn't going to let anyone else do the CPR because she felt that she was the only one in the room capable of doing it properly, and she was, because I don't have any major brain damage or anything like that. They ask you the questions in hospital, and I was able to answer all the questions. There's a bit of memory and, that sort of stuff, but that could have happened anyway as aging. But anyway, so what the next thing I remember is waking up with these men above me. So that would have been after they revived me from that with the AED. So I remember that. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I need to get up because I just thought I'd fainted. And he said, no, ma'am. And I will always remember the no, ma'am is stuck in my head because I'd never been called ma'am before. So I'll always remember that. Anyway, I actually couldn't get up, and they must have put me out again because I don't remember anything after that until I woke up in the A&E, which is our emergency department. And I do remember I was drenched I was just must have sweated right out. I was just drenched, and I remember saying I've got a bit of pain, but that would have been my chest, from the ribs. So I had the test and whatnot, and I thought I would be going home thinking that I was just fainted. And I said, I'm really sorry, what happens next? And I thought maybe when he was giving me the medication that I'd had a heart attack. So I must have at some stage said, oh, did I have a heart attack? And he said, no, you didn't have a heart attack. And they take a blood test to make sure that that's not what causes the cardiac arrest.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have a heart attack. Mine was due to an arrhythmia, which is the heart going into what's called VT. So I thought, oh, okay. So they take you for all the scans and whatnot, and then they take you up to the bed and connect you up. And I could see every time I moved or thought anything, the alarms would all go off. So takes a few days after that they start medicating you to try and work out what drugs are going to slow your heart down. Mm-hmm. And so gradually they get you to a level they like, and then they sent me for the angiogram and all those sorts of things. And then they said they wanted to put an ICD in, so I just had to wait for that. So wish I had have insisted on it. They never did an MRI, because once they put the ICD in, you can't the one I've got anyway, they can't do an MRI now. So I haven't really worked out what damage I have. So that's my story anyway. So once they put that in, they send you home and you just go in regularly for a ICD check. But regularly, and I've seen a cardiologist a couple of times. I've had a couple of echoes, and gradually my heart's healing. And they're just happy that I'm just progressing. And yeah. I have met up with the girl that did the CPR. They wanted to interview us at the St. John's, where they did the thing. So I met up with the girl, and that was quite emotional. Yeah, that was, yeah.
I bet.
But
that was amazing.
Never again. We haven't kept in contact, because I'm that sort of person. I go, thank you, and brought her a chocolate. We got interviewed by the papers and, all that sort of nonsense. And and then when I went back to do my CPR course, there was a different instructor. Well, I send out emails on Facebook, not emails, and links and things on Facebook, because to me it's really important, because if I hadn't have been with somebody that knew what to do, I would actually not be here anymore. And you know that there's only about 10% of people who are out of hospital that do make it after a cardiac arrest. So it's very important. If you see someone, basically you just drop, and if you just dropped, it's probably something pretty serious. And if there's even if there's no breathing, it doesn't really matter apparently, as long as you start it. And it's the no response thing. If you're not going to respond, therefore you probably need some help, and know what to do. Know how deep and how hard and how quick, and if you need to give breaths, and because there's all over the world, there's different CPRs. Just work out which one works for your country, because I know they keep changing that all the time. It's changed about twice since I've had my cardiac arrest as to how many breaths and how many beats per minute, and just keep up to date with it. And you don't have to do the full one, like I do the full first aid test. You can just do a CPR one, and that's important. That's how I look at it. And I just make everyone I know is aware that that's really important to have that to help somebody if they drop, basically, or if you find someone unresponsive. Have a go and don't be scared. It doesn't matter what you do at the time. Doing something's better than not doing something, because I think that's what a lot of people worry about, is that they're going to be scared, they're going to hurt you, or do the wrong thing. Doing something is better than not doing anything at all. My daughter that gave CPR to a girl, and she felt that she did it wrong, and the ambulance driver said, well, there's nothing you could have done to have brought her back, and he said that to her, doing something was better than doing nothing at all. So I always remember that one.
Thanks again for listening. If you or anyone you know needs to learn CPR, first aid, or a life-saving skill, please contact People's Choice CPR and Safety. From CPR to self-care, the Wellness Pulse is staying in rhythm with your well-being. I'm Monica Stevens. Take care